Well, hello and welcome to the next daily Dominion. We have a Plunder Intrigue Kingdom here, and it certainly looks intriguing, if not a bit on the swingy side, but we'll get into that in a bit, as I will, as always, start by explaining the cards one by one. And yeah, there will be a timestamp to which you can skip. Yeah, yesterday, by the way, I forgot or I didn't put the timestamps properly. I think there was something that messed it up with the find the win thing, but by now they should be updated to properly be accessible. Anyways, let's start. And the cards we have are Grotto is a duration action card, +1 action, set aside up to 4 cards from your hand face down on this. And at the start of your next turn, discard them, then draw as many. And Grotto is super nice. I mean, in effect, it's about the same effect as Stellar, but it's very nice to smooth out your draws, to connect the cards that you want to connect. And yeah, here it also has a synergy with Rush, which I'll get into. Rush is this event here. But yeah, Grotto is a very pleasant and nice card. Don't underestimate it. We have JEgg, 1 coin, 1 buy. And as a treasure, that's pretty mediocre, pretty bad actually. But when you trash this, you gain loot, and loots are those 15 different treasure cards that give 3 coins, and most of them give 3 coins, and also about a third of them give plus buy. And yeah, they can be summoned by trashing jeweled eggs here. We have Siren. Each other player gains a curse. At the start of your next turn, draw up to 8 cards in hand. And this is a very strong attack, of course, with a strong effect. And it only costs 3, but when you gain this, you also have to just trash it right after, unless you trash a card from your hand. And yeah, this is a very steep price point, but if there is a way to circumvent the trashing, because if you somehow move the card while you gain it, you can go around the condition of having to trash it, because when it tries to trash itself, it's not where it is expected to be, like in your hand. So, for example, if you can top deck it while you gain it, or if you can play it while you gain it, and there is a possibility doing so using Rush, you move Siren from where it's expected to be, and then when it tries to trash itself, it fails, and then it stays in your deck. So that's a very strong way to gain Sirens. Abundance is a treasure duration card, giving +1 buy and 3 coins the next time you gain an action card. So it stays in play until you gain the next action card. Landing Party, +2 cards, +2 actions, very strong effect, Lost City-like. But the next time the first card you play on a turn is a treasure, you put it onto your deck afterwards. And until then, the Landing Party just stays in play and is not of no use for you. So sometimes there can be decks where you have very yeah, a bunch of landing parties, then you play all of them, and the next turn you just play one treasure or a few treasures and top deck them. So you have like the effect every other turn, but yeah, sometimes it also just falls short. Mapmaker, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put 2 into your hand and discard the rest. When any player gains a victory card, you may play this from your hand. So this is essentially +2 cards, but you get a bit of search space. But you can non-terminally play it whenever any other player, including you, gains a victory card. So not any other player, but any player. And yeah, there is no way to mid-turn gain victory cards here, but sometimes that also comes up to trigger your own map makers. But here you will mainly trigger it off of your opponent's victory card gains if you go for map maker at all, which I don't think you should really here in this kingdom. Maroon, trash a card from your hand, +2 cards per type it has, action, attack, etc. So if you trash a grotto, you will draw 4 cards. If you trash an estate, you will draw 2 cards. If you trash a siren, which has 3 types, you get plus 6 cards, so that's very strong. Yeah, I don't know. Fairly pleasant treasure. Minion, +1 action, choose one, +2 coins, or you discard your hand and draw 4 cards. And then each other player with at least 5 cards in hand discards their hand as well and draws 4 cards. So Minion you could use to mitigate the effects of Mapmaker, for example. Here there's a slight synergy with Rush, but I mean it's not really there. Like if you gain a victory card late in the game, your opponent it draws a bunch of cards with Mapmaker. You could, in principle, play the minion right away and discard your hand and your opponent's hand, but this is a pipe dream here. I think you should neither go for Mapmaker nor for minion on this board. Although it does have some synergy with Grotto, if you can set aside your hand first and then play the minion, then play Dominion or the Minion. Well, I don't know. You will make full use of this 4+4 cards. Farm, +2 coins, so it's essentially a silver with 2 victory points left on it. But in this kingdom, it's also reckless, and that means that when we play it, we follow its instructions twice, so we get +4 money. But also when we discard it from play, we have to return it to its pile. So that makes it essentially unbuyable here. Unless it's really late and somehow there are no duchies left, there are no nobles left, and you want 2 victory points for 6 coins. Yeah, not going to happen. Nobles, choose one +3 cards or +2 actions. So either a smithy or a necropolis. And yeah, nobles is sometimes a bit awkward because if you play 2 of them, you increase your hand size by 1. And to achieve that, you had to connect them with each other. And so it's not great draw. And also with stuff like Mapmaker or Maroon, nobles are essentially hand size neutral unless you trash good cards with Maroon. And yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But still, it's some draw, and yeah, it does some nice things for you. And I think here it's the more reliable plus action than landing parties, because we are going to play action cards almost every turn. So the landing parties are going to stay in play, and then yeah. Then we have Rush, which is an event giving the buyback. So for 2 coins, you can buy it and get another buy afterwards. And then the next time you gain an action card this turn, you play it. So you rush it into play. And that has a great synergy with Siren, because as I said, if you move it somehow, and it loses track of itself and cannot trash itself anymore. So that's a super strong synergy. And also with Grotto, like if you have a very large hand size still at the beginning of your buy phase, and you have 4 coins, you can buy Rush Grotto, set aside 4 cards, and then next turn draw 4 cards, for example. And that's something you really want to go for. All right, that finishes the discussion of the cards. Let's look at the kingdom plot. What does it tell us? Well, it tells us that there is an engine to build here, and I would agree. Although the Siren attack, especially paired with Rush, will put a lot of curses into our decks. So we really need to be on our toes that we trash down properly. Also with Grotto, there's a consideration of not trashing as aggressively as you might otherwise do, but still, yeah, we do want to go for some good trashing here. The game plan looks I don't know. It looks a bit awkward because the village we want to have what we want to mostly have is nobles, but nobles cost 6, and so we have to hit 6. Also, when you start putting sirens in play, you will draw up to 8 cards, and then if you have grottos in play as well, you will draw even further. and then you might hit large numbers but don't have the plus buy yet, so it might be awkward to put in a jeweled egg or abundance for plus buy. And yeah, also if you have the sirens and the maroons going on, you want to connect them with your nobles. Yeah, this doesn't look all too enticing. But what would I recommend to open in this kingdom? Well, I think it's pretty clear that on the 4-3 you want to go for Maroon Silver. You could also go for Maroon Grotto, but I think I prefer the Silver as I really want to hit 5 on the reshuffle to do the rush siren thing. And yeah, that should be the first priority. So Maroon Silver essentially guarantees that unless both of them bottom deck and you have another 4-3. But even then, you could, in principle, on a 4-hand rush a Grotto already to ensure that you hit 5. And yeah, I think the 5-2 here is absurdly disgusting, as you can just rush Siren turn 1, and unless your opponent does the same, like also puts a curse into your deck, you're guaranteed to hit 5 once again turn 2, and then you can rush Siren again, and you put 2 curses in your opponent's deck before they even get to reshuffle. It's super disgusting. On the 2-5, I guess you can open Grotto and rush Siren as well, which is also strong, but not as strong. And yeah, the reason for why I think it's fine to go for Grotto with that is that, well, you might be able to immediately make use of that overdraw and stash aside a few cards to cycle quicker to your sirens. And also Grottos and also sirens might be good for a supplementary draw later when you just trash them to your maroons to increase your hand size. And yeah, because increasing your hand size is a bit tricky and that might help. All right, so 12 minutes of discussion. Let's get into this kingdom and let's hope we're not hit by a siren turn 2. Oh, what? Okay, the AI does have the 2-5, but it goes for Grotto Minion instead of the rush siren plan. Okay. Now here we have 3, and usually I would go for Grotto, but as I think the plus buy will be awkward to put in later, and that was terrible. Uh, what just happened was terrible. We should put in the jeweled egg. Yeah, but wow, this is really, really bad. Like we got our hand discarded, where we drew 2 copper, a silver, maroon, and an estate, which would have been an amazing turn 2 hand, or turn 3 hand. What am I telling? An amazing turn 4 hand, and AI's minion got us there. That really sucked. Wow, I don't even know. And we continued to hit only 3. This is insanely bad. Like we didn't have the chance to hit 5 yet. I mean, yeah, I was about to say this could happen. Here I think we just want to. Wow, this is going insanely bad. I think we might lose this, but I mean, I was joking about the AI's minion, but it apparently got the high roll of just, yeah, what is this last card there? Is it a copper or an estate? Oh man. I think we might need to try to, yeah, hit 5 here and we overshoot drawing 2 copper there, but yeah, the AI is super far ahead already with the grotto and siren stuff going on, and there was not that much we could do with the draws we had. Wow, that was brutal, and we're gathering curses. This is not going great. I think I'm gonna pop the egg here. Like, what are those 3 cards? Probably a few curses. But yeah, we need to go for it, I think. Just maybe have a lucky loot. And insignia is not a lucky loot. We essentially lose our plus buy. Like, my only hope is that it looks like the AI currently is foregoing trashing completely. So that's, yeah, something. But it is looking very, very grim. And AI did the thing. I mean, Minion and Siren, Minion is not as strong against if your opponent has a Siren in play already. But in that case, that meant that I was about to say that we miss our Siren, but we don't. So at least we do get to get some cycling in here. And here, yeah, let's trash out one of the curses. Get rid of one of those grottos. And no, actually we cannot trash a curse if we play the Siren. But what we could do is just... yeah, let's actually go for that. Let's trash a bit and just put in one more Siren via the rush thing. Play it and hopefully get past that junk. And that's... yeah, wow. I feel like we're getting destroyed here. Just due to these awful, awful things that happened there. Okay, let's set those aside. Another grotto would have been amazing here. Yeah, let's deal out that last curse and be very sad that we only hit... that we hit 8 without the buy, that this loot that we got is a non-plus buy loot. Like, I wouldn't have trashed the jeweled egg had we not been so far behind. I was really hoping for some Hail Mary there. Yeah, what do we want to go for here? I think this wants to be like a nobles or jeweled egg. One of those things. Let's go for a nobles, I guess. Can top deck it and then see where we go from there. Maybe AI will have us discard. No, AI goes for a province. Yeah, my only hope right now is that because AI is foregoing trashing, foregoing plus buy, that we will be able to do some more good stuff here, like outbuild it, but it already went for the first province. So here there's a question, do we want to just trash the curse and play the Siren then, or do we just trash the Siren and get an insane amount of draw? The thing about an insane amount of draw is that currently we can't really make that much use of it, right? Because we don't have the plus buy-in yet, so I think for now trashing a curse is alright. Or do we want to build up the reliability by trashing a Siren? Actually, I think trashing a Siren is good. That means that we can set aside a bunch of cards. Gonna set aside this and that, and then, yeah. Actually, we can even set aside some of our payload and leave at least one curse in the shuffle, which the Maroon will be able to trash. And then next turn we will be able to start buying two or more cards per turn. Ooh, this is not great. Will the AI... no, the AI will just go for province probably. Yeah, there it goes. And always, of course, resolve the Siren first. Now our overdraw pays off. Like, we can set aside all of those cards once again. Once again, leave in one of those curses. And how much money is this? This is 6. Or actually, yeah, Do we need to be more aggressive here? Is the question. Um, This could be something like Maroon jeweled egg, another nobles, or yeah, the problem about Maroon jeweled egg is that we won't have the means to play the second Maroon yet. So maybe it should be something like jeweled egg landing party, or actually can also set aside two fewer coppers and hit landing party Maroon, top deck those, and thus hopefully hit something good this turn. Now what does the AI do? It hits 5 and goes for Rush Siren again. That wouldn't make any sense. Maybe Rush Grotto, yeah, that makes sense. So now this turn we get to play the landing party, trash out one more curse, play the nobles, trash out even one more curse. I don't want to trash the jeweled egg as we would lose our plus buy, and if we don't get a plus buy loot, that would completely kill us. Like we are already so far behind. So yeah, how much money is this? This is 8. I think this is great because now we use the landing party essentially as a one-time lost city, and now we can go for a top decked, I guess, nobles and another jeweled egg, and then we will be able to pop one of them using one of the maroons. Yeah, this is not over yet. AI has completely foregone trashing, so yeah, I mean it is very far ahead, but we might be able to pull this off. I don't know. Let's trash this. Let's actually trash the jewel egg first. It's a sword, which is not that great because of Siren, and essentially lets the opponent do a little bit better, like draw one more card. But yeah, we nonetheless want to draw it here, I think, right? And therefore we can destroy one of the grottos and then rush one grotto. Is that correct? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this looks alright. And now here, yeah, I need to discard. Yeah, as I said, this is not optimal. Yeah, we can rush Grotto and go for one more nobles. Play this action. Go for one more nobles, slowly building up that draw. And also slowly, like, it's very nice and very comforting that nobles gives us victory points. If it didn't, we would be really in a much worse state. And AI only hits 7, which is huge here. Like, it's so much better if it hits 7. Like, even buying farm over nobles is crazy. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so we get to trash this curse. We get to trash another jewel egg. Now that we have the guaranteed plus buy in, I think it's fine. And an endless chalice. The chalice is alright, but not great. And yeah, I think setting aside the nobles there is alright. Let's play the Siren. How much money is this? 8 money. We can buy jeweled egg nobles, and or does this want to be like something like abundance landing party? No, jeweled egg nobles is great. It's 2 points, and the jeweled egg might become something better. But yeah, we're just hanging on, just off of the fact that AI doesn't have plus buy and trashing. but AI does have those grottos, which are really, really good. Does have that Siren sandwich. It puts in one more grotto. Now, yeah, I would be really scared if AI had plus buy here. I still am scared. Now we can play one of the double nobles for plus 3 cards. Trash that jewel egg here. It's a jewels. How fitting. And plus actions. And now draw that. Set aside those cards. Set aside just 3 cards here. I think that's fine. And now we could go for double nobles, or we could go for province jewel egg. I think province jeweled egg is a bit better. Or is the double nobles? Now, well, the double nobles puts us on a timer, as the AI will be able to just buy nobles this turn, and then the next turn we would be forced to win. So I think I like... Actually, yeah, why not go for double jeweled egg with this province? Decline, give our Maroon something to trash. And yeah, let's see, AI does have a huge turn because it set up this turn very well. It does go for province, and yeah, we want to draw into that stuff. Do we want to? Yeah, we want to pop one more egg. To gain a figurehead, which is super nice, I think. So, actions here. Unfortunately, there are no grottos to rush into anymore. So we might just take the boring route and go for another jeweled egg pop. Yeah, I think that's alright. It's not great, but yeah, let's go for that. Now set aside probably the silver as well, just to draw. Oh, now we have the figurehead coming in. So that's okay. And yeah, 15 money here if we so want. This could be province nobles, or could also be province duchy to catch up. I think I want it to be province nobles. It's almost as much money, and top decking in nobles seems really good. Yeah. I will probably province as well, but it doesn't have the capacity to do more than just province. So yeah, we might actually win this. Like, after turn 5 or 6 or so, I thought we would be complete toast. But that seems to be the theme of the week. Like, we had the same thing going on Monday, right? Where there was the Seaside Kingdom where we had this awful, awful start. And yeah, now, since it's our last turn, we can simply pop the Siren. Maybe we should have even done it earlier and just rushed another Siren. But yeah, that's good. We can draw, can set aside a bunch of cards for the hypothetical next turn that could come. Of course, normally you wouldn't want to set aside nobles and Maroon, but let's say we want to make sure we draw as much as we can. And we would have been able to even double province, but of course just province, duchy, and why not go for a farm here, just for having this beautiful, beautiful reckless farm in our deck. And yeah, we managed to come back from this very, very, very grim outlook, but only because the AI severely misplayed there. Like, the AI, had it gone for Maroon, had it gone for jeweled egg, I think one of those and we would have been complete toast. Like, if we look at its hands at the end, How much money did it have? Well, it had, okay, actually it was, I mean, 2, 4, 9 money here. It could have had 10 money, but yeah, I thought it actually, yeah, probably because it was so, it had, well, such a junky deck, it didn't get that much money. But yeah, it just underbuilt. Like on this board, you really want to build and try to get that reliable draw going. Yeah, I don't know. That still felt awful. That's not what I pictured in this kingdom at all, but yeah. But famous last words, laughing about your opponent's minion opening and then getting hit by a really, really, really awful minion. Like, I don't know, this was just so sad seeing those $3 hands, three money hands for turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Well, turn 6 we saw a four coin hand, which was amazing, right? Turn 7 we saw a, well, another 4 coin hand where we were forced to essentially um, set aside once again, and only turn 8 we managed to be able to do the rush siren thing, because that was the first time we hit uh, we hit 5. Wow, turn 8. And I had planned to do this on turn 3 or turn 4, but sometimes that's the minion, and yeah, you cannot always go for the shuffle luck, but you can go for the better deck, and sometimes that will get you out. I'm very happy we won this, but we really shouldn't have. Anyways, I hope you still enjoyed this playthrough, and I will try to catch you in the next one. And until then, I'll say goodbye.